one word. Journeyman electrician, foreman major projects, 452-6944. Email is btempleman14@hotmail.com.
Okay. What were your qualifications before applying for this job, and what do you think gave you an advantage over the other candidates for the position?
Prior experience, I was a restaurant manager at Papacitos. It was one which we actually surprisingly did not apply, but other than that was about 16 years of electrical experience and having ran work for 12 years already before coming to this company.
What are your main duties and responsibilities, and what do you spend the majority of your time doing?
Main responsibilities as far as job is to, one, bring the job in on time through proper planning prevents poor performance. Nothing happens on the job without my say-so, every install for everything, period. Two is training all people in positions to help them reach my level. Three is organizing job through material and design. They give me a basic set of plans. I have to develop the overall working scheme, and because none of our pipe or wire is on the plans, and then communicate all those issues into getting the job done through understanding and teaching as I go.
Okay.
Basically, training, development, production, job costs, and research and submittals. I have to, just because they put it on a piece of paper does not mean it's going to work that way. I actually get to contact a whole bunch of people to find out what the hell does this mean to you in English?
All right. What do you like most and least about your job?
What I like most about my job is I can say and do whatever I want. I have the freedom to either, one, make a difference, which is something very important to me. Make a difference within personnel or make a difference within job. By how I turn in a job and how I run my job, I can help make a not so good candidate a very strong leader, and developing them. Second thing I like about my job is being able to move at any time I want. I'm on a job for a year, so I get to change the scenery. What I hate least about my job is having to deal with college-educated buffoons who forget that respect carries both ways, so does field experience. Just because you draw it on a piece of paper does not mean it works that way. And look down on me because I'm in the field.
So would you say that you then?
I am the engineer's worst nightmare. Because you show me your degree, I'll show you 16 years of field experience and make you look stupid in front of a bunch of people. And you drew the drawings.
All right. What has been the most difficult aspect you have had to encounter while in this job, and how did you address the situation?
My age. I am 36 years old. I've been an electrician since I was 19. For my age, I'm extremely young at my job and I hold managerial responsibilities. There's a difference in something called time and trade. People also equal that to experience, which is not the case. With my 16 years of experience, I actually have probably double that as far as 16 years of time and trade. I got double that as far as experience because I always volunteer for the hardest jobs, period. In doing so, I have gotten the most experience you've ever seen because I've built in all the jobs nobody else has. And overcoming it is that with the way we are raised, trained, and educated from birth is to respect your elders. The problem that comes into the electrical trade is it's not a matter of respecting your elders, it's a matter of respecting the guy who knows the most to get the job most successful. So I overcome that hurdle very fast in the beginning by showing them I knew no more than you. What happens is that correlates is people tend to have a rebellion against me. I just have to be better than them by 10 times at all times because any mistake I make is tenfold worse than theirs because they group up against me.
Okay.
I overcoming it through personality, technical knowledge, and get the fuck out of my way because I can beat you in anything I want at any time I want, and you cannot contest me. So I don't make lots of friends, which does not hurt my feelings in any way, shape, or form. I did not come to get paid to make friends. I came to get the fucking job done.
Yeah, you got a friend. You got a friend in me.
when it comes down to it, I'm really easy to work for. Do your fucking job. If you do not do your job, I will get you a place, and I don't care how long it takes. I will remind you of that fact at any time I seem to me fit. And you will You never see me coming, basically, from start to
Well,
finish.
that's funny because that leads into the next question. In your opinion, what unique skills, abilities, and qualities should a person have to hold this position, and what recommendations and suggestions do you have for developing such abilities?
Assertiveness has to be number one on your forte. Two, strength of character to understand that you are a boss and not somebody's fucking friend. Three, always have the ability to learn and apply what you have learned. Just because you have the knowledge, congratulations, you're a walking encyclopedia. Can you actually use the knowledge in some way, shape, or form in order to benefit you, your company, or your job to make your job better? Or do you have to be told from time to time that you can't have to have your hand held?
Okay, you got it. Uh, there are a lot of safety risks involved with being an electrician. What advice could you give to help others stay safe?
Be a selfish fucking bitch. And I'm going to define that by this. I am the leader of my crew, my job, period. When it comes to, when you come in, the shit stops with me and the example starts with me, period. My rule is my guys do not fucking get hurt. I make sure of it through actively staying with them, teaching them, and explaining things to them in a way they understand. No matter how many times it takes, everybody understands everything differently. I will change the way I explain something over and over again until we get a common ground to where you understand what the words coming out of my mouth. And then we will walk through the process step by step until I am comfortable that you understand what is going on.
You have
Even
been
if we
in
have to run through a couple of mock scenarios.
the, you've been in the field for quite a while. What is the largest project you and your team have worked on?
The mobile campus project.
All right.
About
In your opinion,
$6.2 billion.
Yeah, yeah. I thought you were supposed to be there for 5 years, weren't you? But you guys ended up knocking it out quicker.
We were supposed to be there technically there for 5 years. We got it done just under. We got say 2.5 years. We got it done as far as our end, even with the late start.
In your opinion, what is the best resource for generating power? Water, oil, etc.
What is the best?
Yeah.
All of the above.
So any
New
resource. I mean,
Well, yes. Reason being is this. The reason why I love new construction comes down to this one simple fact: is every 3 to 5 years we have brand new technology that comes out, and we have to implement that technology. Perfect example would be LED lights. They use jack shit for power, but they produce so much more. The more we use these technologies, the more the more we use these technologies, the more we're able to redefine them and reinvent them if need be in order to make them more efficient. But you can't get anywhere without having to use something. For the first time we ever tried to invent the wheel to the automobile, what we have now, look how far we've come.
yeah.
Using oil, using water, all these things. You go through trial and error and then you go through and mark out your efficiencies and deficiencies in order to make the product more useful.
Okay, that basically answers my next question. So I'm going to ask you something else then. If you had to pit water energy against nuclear energy, which one do you think the industry would choose then?
The industry
Yeah.
or me? I'll answer both. One, industry would choose water because it's more value, it's more viable. That's why we have dams, and everybody's used to it. Problem with nuclear, not everybody's used to it or educated enough. I would use nuclear because it's actually more efficient. And if we were actually able to get the federal government out the way with all the regulations, it would be actually better for us because we can actually get nuclear waste down and start actually using the other aforementioned, reinventing the wheel to get its efficiencies in order to make it more viable for us. Nuclear doesn't cost us anything. It costs us pennies on the dollar. Water
Wow.
is subject to too many factors, including drought, which we've had recently here in Texas, minus the 10,000 rainstorms we've had recently since then. Remember, Conroe Lake was like 5 feet low at one time. Like, don't go out there, you'll hit a tree. Like, there's trees in Lake Conroe. Yeah, there's a bunch of them. You just don't ever see the bastards.
Yeah, well, that's it. That's all the questions I needed to ask. I greatly do
Seriously?
appreciate it,
Yeah.
Brian.
Seriously, I don't know. We're ready to go ahead and go off on a tangent.
It only needed to be
Bas-
30 minutes long, so I
no,
do thank you
basically,
for your
I'll leave you.
time and for taking the
Hold
moment to
on.
speak.
No
Go.
problem. Hold on. I'll tell you this one last thing. The
Uh-huh.
difference between, I guess, me and you and versus other people is one damn thing. People, let's say, when I said making a difference, I do really do mean make a difference. Making a difference in how a job is run, how procedures are done, how people are trained, all those things, and you can get something out of it, like a leader. Even if you're not a leader, make a difference in somebody else's life to where they understand it. Watching somebody actually try very hard and not understand anything to come out of the woodwork and all of a sudden understand the whole damn thing is one of the most beautiful things on the planet. Period. Because when they actually do get it and they pick up and run with it, they're unstoppable. They'll own it for the rest of their lives because of how long it took them to get it. But the fact of the matter is that they got it. And that's what I work hardest for.
Well, Brian, you're one in a dozen, man. It's nice to have somebody who looks at it that way.
I'm very passionate about what I do, and I'm very outspoken. If you don't work, you know. If you do work, you also do know. I'm a man of my word, both ways.
Well, thanks again, Brian. I do appreciate it.
Anytime, man.